Hey gang, it's me, it's Shannon. This is a video series that I'm going to be doing for the 2022 Twist and Turns Knit Along with Stephen West. It is his annual mystery knit along. It begins on October 6th. I am going to do short videos every week to show my progress, talk about what's going on with the project, all that kind of good stuff that you're probably used to. So this is going to be the intro video. I am wearing my, oh, let me back the train up. I am wearing my shawlography from last year as I spin around and make myself barf. In homage, we'll have a new one at the end of this make along. Hey, did you knit last year's? Did you do shawlography? What'd you think of that bind off? Put it in the notes. I have opinions. I have many opinions. Anyway, I just wanted to do a short intro video for my MKAL series, and I wanted to kind of talk about something that happened. Let me grab my phone because I am going to need it. On September 3rd, they released kits on the Stephen and Penelope store, and I purchased the Bommelin Blue kit, which was the plant-based fiber kit. And everything was fine. I was just waiting for my shipping notification. And I'm gonna say, let me put on the specs. Sorry for the glare in advance. But essentially what ended up happening is I woke up to an email last Saturday that basically told me I was not going to be able to get my kit, that they had had an inventory error, and I had three options where I could cancel my order and get a full refund. I could purchase an available kit with a 20% discount, or I could wait it out and just hope that my kit shows up in time, but they didn't think that it would. Now, did I love getting that email? No, but I worked in retail. Shit happens, guys. And we're not curing cancer here. It's just yarn. And, you can buy lots of yarn in lots of other different places. I think the thing that got me is if you are not familiar with my podcast, Sheepless Needles, it's a vegan podcast, but it's not about being vegan, meaning that it's from a vegan perspective. So for me, for the first time for them to offer plant-based fiber kits, to have the inventory error and have no one be able to get them is a little disappointing. And so that's kind of where I was at with that. But their customer service was super, super nice and friendly. And I do have to say that I'm just trying to pull up. They handled it really well. And they just said, I just sent them an email and said, I worked in retail management. I get it. It's not a big deal. I hope that you continue to offer plant-based fiber kits for those of us who choose not to use animal fiber, whether it be for ethical reasons, if it's allergy reasons, whatever the reasons are. We would like to be able to knit with cool yarn as well, right? So the response I got back was, thank you so much for your kind message and understanding of the situation. We are so lucky to have lovely customers like you and take your opinions very seriously. We hope to stock more of these yarns in the future. And in general, cotton and linen yarns always have a spot in our store, of course. Thank you again for your kind words. And if you have any additional questions or concerns, please let me know. And I'm just really happy that I feel like they listened to what I said. But it did kind of put me in a position where I had to scramble to find yarn because I didn't have in my stash. I don't know if you guys are like this, so let me know in the comments because I think all of us who knit have a little bit of this in us. When we see a cool yarn, we're like, oh, I'm going to buy that skein of yarn. So you end up with like a lot of one skeins of one particular colorway and not enough for a project. So that's kind of what's going on in my stash behind me. I've got a lot of fingering weight, but I've got a lot of onesies in fingering weight, which this project coming up, the knit along, it is a 3-color shawl, but it is, 200 grams of color A, 200 grams of color B, and then 100 grams of a contrast color. So I went on the hunt and I was going to try to find the same yarn, but I was like, you know what? I think the universe just let me know I'm not supposed to be using that yarn. So I did what, the vegan knitter in me does. And I just went on a search for, I was looking for really a cotton blend because that's really what I wanted, but I settled for, and I shouldn't say settled. Listen, It's still good yarn. Let's talk about what I got. Now, I didn't know what color. Okay, first of all, I didn't know what color I wanted to do. So I just ordered a smorgasbord and I will use it for other projects. So let's just start here. This was option 1. And I will talk about the yarn in a minute once we nail down. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's 1. 2. Okay. Do, 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 do. 3. 4. Is that it? Was there any more? I think that was it. Is that it? Yeah, because I wasn't gonna do those two together. I wasn't down for that. So I am gonna tell you what I chose so I can stop doing this. Yeah, hello. I love the green. So this is what I chose. Let me tell you what it is. Let me clear my workspace. But I hit up a little website called Dot's Yarn Den, who is the company that I cannot pronounce, so we're just going to butcher it. Sheepjes Catona. That is what I have picked. So let me tell you a little bit about it. I have never knit with this line of sheepjes, however you say it. Give me a break. Okay, so this is, at some point I'll be able to tell you, it is 100% mercerized cotton. There are 50 grams in this little skein. They do have, listen, there's different sizes of Catona. You can get 25, 50, and 100, but the 100 is only available in like, really staple colors and not the ones I was looking at. So I just got 50 on all of these. Like I said, I've never worked with this particular line before. I have done whirlettes and whirls, and I think one stonewash, river wash, something like that. I really have no negative feedback at all. It's a lighter weight cotton. It didn't hurt my hands. The other lines didn't. So I'm assuming this won't as well, but I guess we'll know once we start twisting and turning, because with cabling, that's a lot of like wrist flexion, which brings me to my next point is I hope everyone's doing their grip strength, get your weights out. I've been working out with Peloton. I've been doing some overhead pressing, this girl is trying to do push-ups. Didn't say I succeeded at them. I just said I'm trying. So this is my palette for twists and turns. What's your palette? What are you doing? I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, so I've got my yarn ready. Obviously, I don't have it caked up. We can deal with that. I've got 4 days. I think I can handle it. And I will check in probably next weekend after we get the first, well, that's not next weekend, whenever it is. After the first glue drops and we start a knit and we cast on, folks, I'll give you an update and let's keep each other informed of where we're at and what we think. I had opinions about shawlography, as I think we all did. I've had some really good giggles over the past year with some commentary about shawlography. I will say that if you watch my regular podcast, you'll already know this, but just really quickly, my sister wanted to knit a shawl over the summer and she picked shawl smorgasbord, which is another Stephen West design. It took me 8 weeks. It is large and in charge. It'll be, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Ravelry. You can go take a look at it. Let me just tell you, I just finished it. I just finished the bind off and I'm not even done weaving in the ends yet on the 29th or 30th. So I'm giving my hands a little bit of a break before we start this MKAL, but I am super psyched. Started, on a little bit of a hiccup with the yarn debacle, but listen, we make do. If you're a crafter, you figure it out. Nothing is ever going to be world ending, right? So I do hope, on a more serious note, I do hope that Stephen and Penelope do continue to offer plant-based fiber kits. I think it's super important because it doesn't even matter why you want to use them. It's the fact that people do want to use them and they shouldn't be shamed, animal fiber community, for not wanting to use an animal fiber. We can we can all knit beautiful projects. And when I see someone who's knitting with an animal fiber and they produce something really pretty, I can still acknowledge the fact that there's beauty in that. Would it be the choice that I would make? No. Is it, but is it something I'm going to make somebody feel badly about? I don't have time. We should not have time to make people feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Let's spread the joy, spread the love. So anyway, super, super stoked to get this started. I will check in with you guys in a week. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Hug the ones you love. Tell them that you love them. And I don't know, pet a cat, pet a bunny, pet your dog. Love an animal. Come on. Let's do this. All right, I'll see you in a week.